So my name is David Hornsby, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Teaching and Learning here at Carleton University. I'm also a Professor of International Affairs at the Norman Paterson School. So a book that's really influenced me is Pedagogy of the Oppressed. And Pedagogy of the Oppressed is by Paulo Freire, who was a Brazilian academic and philosopher. So I came across the book through some colleagues who suggested that I should read this book and think about actually how to construct my own teaching and learning environment. And it came at a moment when I was early on in my lecturing career. I was based in South Africa. I was teaching a class of 500 students, and I was battling with the idea of how do I make this a meaningful experience? And so I began to read this book and was fundamentally transformed by the work of Paulo Freire. And in this work, Paulo Freire really reinforces three important things. One is that pedagogy matters, the way in which we teach matters. So we have to think really clearly about how do we engage with students, how do we empower them to be thoughtful, how do we help them think beyond simply what is presented to them in readings or in a standard lecture. The second thing that I think this book touches upon that's super important is that actually when students come to university, they aren't empty vessels. They come with a huge amount of experience and understanding of the world already. And actually, to make the learning environment really successful, we have to find ways as teachers, as lecturers, to connect into them and to their experience. And then the final thing is with this book is that it speaks to the importance of education to societal development. I think it's a non sequitur that education is really important. But I think what this book shows is actually it can be a fundamental transformative experience for people, particularly when they come from poor or impoverished backgrounds. Pedagogical strategies which are about promoting passive experiences can be a tool of oppression. But actually if we find ways to engage students, if we find ways to empower students and make them interested in our own disciplines, that actually that's a way that education and particular teaching can make a fundamental difference to an individual and to a society.